Now, in the aftermath of the atrocious Salisbury attack, all attention is now focusing on how we stand up to Russia. This is one of the epicentres, London, of dirty money, of money laundering. Lots of oligarchs have set down roots here. I'm going to go on this bus tour here of Russian-linked property across London and ask, how big a problem is this, and can we take them on?
We believe that the government should stop diplomatic gesticulation and really hit Kremlin kleptocracy where it hurts, in its wallet.
Of course Russia matters, but we have to be a country that has our eyes wide open. Unfortunately, London has become the home of dodgy money, and we need to change that.
Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin.
Putin? Why do you say Putin, not Putin? I'd say Putin, but I'm northern.
To Eaton Square, which is often known as Red Square.
In the aftermath of the collapse of the Soviet Union, many of the old communist bureaucrats basically looted Russian assets. Is that basically what happened?
Yeah, and the KGB. But by the noughties, some of those traditional oligarchs were squeezed out or put in jail, and the others kind of coalesced around Vladimir Putin. Essentially what you have to understand about this regime is it's kind of hyper-capitalist, but it's also feudal. You enjoy your fortune because Vladimir Putin allows you to. So it's a kind of Darwinian struggle within the elites. People suddenly, for no reason, will fall into the mincer.
So I was told at the beginning by someone that you're actually the leader of the Russian opposition in exile.
I'm a humble person. The leader would be a bit of exaggeration.
What drove you into exile?
In the beginning of 2014, the political atmosphere in Russia deteriorated. Russia annexed Crimea, my ally Alexei Navalny was put under house arrest, there was a raid on my apartment. I felt it was not safe.
Do you ever worry about your own security and safety as an opponent of Putin's regime?
I feel safer in London than I would be on the streets of Moscow, but at the same time I have no doubts that Russian security services, if given an order, they can carry out assassinations in any part of the world.
Unfortunately, Transparency International, we've been working on the issue of property particularly for a few years, and we found £4.4 billion worth of UK property which is owned with suspicious wealth.
Lots of Russian oligarchs, what they do is they use these offshore trusts to buy out properties. What are they doing?
Oh, and you look quite nice, and you even sound quite nice, but let's say you're a crook.
Exposed?
You're a crook, and you want to buy a townhouse in Kensington.
Sure.
For 40 million, which you've stolen, or from your literary earnings or whatever. You dial your lawyer, and your lawyer calls a kind of company formation agent in Panama or BVI, and we set up a company, use this vehicle to buy the property. No one knows it's yours. We, by which I mean Britain, facilitates this. We make it very easy for any kleptocrat who's stolen even less than the money you've stolen to buy somewhere.
The UK system is set up so that corrupt individuals can very easily bring their money in here. We're essentially offering them impunity. We can't just point at corruption overseas and say that's a problem elsewhere, because the UK is complicit.
Why do so many Russian oligarchs come to London? Is it, I don't know, the scenery?
And the climate.
And the climate?
London is a capital of finance and business, so there's a service industry of bankers, property estate agents, lawyers who can service you, and London has already a big thriving Russian community, so people have, a lot of their friends and social contacts here. What's not to like?
We'll get off. So this is the weirdest school trip I've ever been on. Can you explain?
Thank you.
One of the suggestions that's been made, for example, by Labour is to have an oligarch levy. I mean, could that be something which could be effective?
It could be, but ideally, what you want is transparency. Transparency brings accountability. If we were to find out who owns all these lavish palaces, all that would create a wave of revelations about what sort of people and what sort of kleptocrats we're dealing with.
Will that really damage the Russian regime?
100%. You have to understand that Russia is an absolute kleptocracy. The corrupt political elite plunders the country, robs blind its own citizens, its fellow taxpayers, and the money doesn't stay in Russia, it comes here. And that's the link, that is the modus operandi of a country, of a regime. Cut that link, and that's what you get. You're gonna hurt that corrupt criminal regime.